Hello, everyone.
Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Steve,
We're live.
give us an update on the HVAC schedule.
Yep, so some of the activities going on right now is some demo, getting areas open to get new duct and electrical in and so forth. That's throughout the building. I'm sure Steve can attest to that. There's open areas everywhere.
Yes.
They're getting ready. They're doing demo on the roof.
So you have dessert.
Several areas. They plan on Monday. There should be a crane there. We're going to take off the old units, put the new steel up there in those areas that get new structural, and begin that work. Getting ready for the units themselves. So
Yeah, they were up there today disconnecting everything. I was up on the roof. They had ductwork disconnected. All the AC units to the library and to the auditorium are all disconnected already.
So he's getting ready for that activity on Monday. That's kind of a big thing to have the crane there for that. So, more good stuff in the right direction. Our biggest constraint for the job remains the train units on the roof, scheduled for shipping in mid or second week of October. And then as soon as they come in, they'll go to the rigger's yard. He'll get them rigged up, and then we'll schedule a day with the school to have the crane out there to fly those in place, get connections going, start commissioning, start up units, and so forth. So in the meantime, he'll have all the baseboard heat going for the school. So, hopefully the fall won't present an abnormal cold season. So we should be okay with heat in the building.
Did you say the middle of October?
Yes.
Did that slip? I thought last time we met, we were saying the middle of September.
No.
No, that was no, it's always been that. Originally it was in August and then it moved to October.
Yeah, it's been a while.
When will the baseboard heat be in?
It's already in.
Yeah, so that's there.
It's functional now?
Yeah, he's working on it. He's adding valves where needed and so forth. And then they'll be working on the controls for that to get that up and running. So the idea is to have that up and running for school.
Okay.
Steve Bailey, we should probably touch bases with Luce here tomorrow, or ATC.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
in on
talk to him. I
Friday,
talk to him every day. He keeps me informed.
but I want to see where that crane is gonna be. Did you touch bases on that? That's coming-
No.
That's coming Monday, Steve Smith?
Yeah, that's what he's anticipating. I'm supposed to have copies of insurance, the guy's license who run the crane, and a pick plan sometime by the end of day tomorrow, which I'll share with Steve and yourself and so forth. So we like to look at it, make sure, look for obvious issues. And of course, Steve will want to look at it to see where he's going. And,
Yep.
so the building is clear, which is good news. When we need a crane there in the fall, obviously that'll be a different story, but we'll coordinate that at that time.
Yeah, I'll speak with John tomorrow and see what he knows about the crane location. I'm sure he does. So
Yeah, they're just getting it planned from the rigger to get over to us. We don't like to see crane work activity on a job without a pick plan.
What is the exact schedule for the arrival of these rooftop units?
Well, like I said, they're supposed to ship second week in October.
Yeah, but where are they coming from?
I think those are coming from Indiana, if I'm going on memory, Lee, but I can certainly verify that.
All right, so they don't arrive till the third week in October.
Right, we're anticipating a week of delivery time.
Okay, so what are you gonna have the crane on site to meet these trucks to swing these things up onto the roof and get these things hooked up? What's the
No,
plan?
they go to a rigger's yard and they unpackage them. They get them ready to fly for the crane. There's apparatuses to put on them and so forth. They put them on their own their flatbeds. So when they bring them over, they bring their crane over, get it set up. Then they back the trucks in and everything's ready. They're in the right order to pick and they're ready to go for their guys to get them into place.
Who's the manufacturer?
Train, yep.
Is there any way that we can expedite these things?
ATC says no. They're constantly checking on the status for their estimated delivery. And I will say, and it doesn't make it any better, we're seeing this across the industry right now.
While this is why I was very concerned that nobody was ready to go the day after the vote was cast. I've been saying this since February, and you're looking at November, and snow is flown in early November in this part of the country. And if snow flies, those things aren't going up on the roof.
They'll be going on the roof, Lee. So,
Yeah.
don't forget when the authorization was given to go, they did their submittal, they did all their homework. They got them in, Lewis turned them right around and they got them ordered. And they had an anticipated delivery date of mid-September.
You lost, oh, yeah, well, I remember the mid-September date
Right.
delivered. But I also know we lost a month. We lost 4 weeks
Of what?
from the time the vote was approved to the time anything got ordered.
Nothing can be ordered until the submittals are complete and ready and sent back to the manufacturer so we can get going to get it in his line for fabrication.
Well, keep on ATC and keep on train, because you're running the risk of those things not going up on the roof until spring.
I understand. We share the same concern.
Will there be any delay in the school schedule when these things come, as far as getting them up? Is it going to affect the operation day to day at all?
There's a possibility on those, that given day that those need to fly, that the school will be remote.
Can they be done on a Saturday?
They very well may be,
I mean, that would be the ultimate,
right?
that'd be the best choice. That doesn't disrupt school. And that way it gives them time to hook up, because they're gonna have to obviously uncap what they cap for the baseboard to run the water into those units.
Right.
So,
It's not a one-day event though to set
no, I
the
know,
get in pipe, right, Steve?
I know that.
Yeah.
I realize that, but at least it could get started.
Yeah,
That's not a simple thing, I know that.
It will be nice to see how this first pick and removal goes. We'll kind of get a sense of what,
good
how
day.
it's gonna run.
Any other scheduling questions or updates? All right. What's going on with the budget and the bond update?
So, today was actually the sale of $10 million worth of bonds. That was handled by a team of financial folks, including Locke Lord, who represents the district in the bond council, Ryback, PFM, our financial manager, the underwriter, Bank New York, etc. So we are, the bonds are sold. We're waiting for the final financial documents. It's a lot of just regulation, SEC kind of stuff, or SEC. And the good news for the district and for everybody on this call is that it will mean that the funds are available August 10th, as PFM has stated in the past, if we hit all the marks, and it looks like we have. So that will mean that we'll have that money available to draw. So that's good on the bond. That's the bond update. On the pay-go, Tish is handling all of the budgetary stuff on the payments and the recording of that information. Downs, the path is, Downs reviews all the requisitions. They fill out the appropriate ride pay-as-you-go forms, provide all the backup, and the superintendent signs off after Tish and I review, and we've submitted just about $500,000 for PAYGO. We've made payments to ATC, Downs, and Torado. I know we have a few payments in hand for the commissioning agent. Those are relatively low hanging fruit, a couple of $1,000s here and there in their work to date. So we're on the PAYGO process, and we are expect to receive, for every dollar that we submit for the PAYGO, we get 61 cents back on that dollar, up to just about 2.3 million on this project. So that helps us with our internal cash flow until we get to access the bonds money, which will be in August. So everything's moving along on the financial side, which is very positive.
Great. All right, what's next? Did we have the greenhouse evaluation done yet?
We did a report. We're having it cost estimated. We expect that to be back this week.
Did it pretty much say what you thought it was going to say?
Yes. There's nothing there to salvage. So
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense.
Yep.
I agree with that.
What's the ride submission item? Bob, are you saying something? You're muted.
Sorry, Louis,
Sorry, my bad.
go ahead.
The ride submission in the sequence of projects is the remaining projects. The HVAC is, in round numbers, $5 million of the 17 million. And then we have, the science lab, the auditorium, the parking lot improvements, the roofs at Metcalf and Walloon, and the playground at Walloon. And I put these on the ride submissions just because, and Lou and Steve Smith, you can certainly jump in on this if I'm misspeaking. But we still have to go through a substantial amount of stage 3 for that, Lou? And then or is it stage 4 we're at?
No, so it's stage 3 is when we prepare the bid documents. We need to go through schematic design development, 60% submittals. We've begun that process. We've been working on the roofs, on the auditorium, and on the playground and site equipment. We're holding off until we get confirmation that we're gonna move ahead with the new greenhouse, and then we'll start that also.
So Lou, just on that will be the stage 3. That's not that requires some effort by your team for sure, by Steve Smith, maybe a little bit, and then Steve Bailey, obviously you're involved in that. But there will be costs associated with that stage 3, correct, Lou, from your side?
Yes.
Yep.
And it's the same process that we went through for this project now being constructed. So at each state, we need to develop the drawings, we need to get them cost estimated, we need to get them approved by the building committee, then we submit to RIDE. Once we get their comments back, we move forward to the next stage.
Okay, and then, that takes us through in relatively short speed, first of the year and then stage 4 submittal.
Right, so, yeah, the beginning of the year, we would be ready to go out to bid, and then build during the summer.
So that's, that gets at, I think kind of what, although it is not as, the HVAC is pretty comprehensive in that it's massively disruptive to the school. And it's an integral part of the mechanicals. But when I think of the sequence of projects, I'm just thinking about, is there any opportunity to get in there, earlier rather than later in the spring, any elements of the job? And then secondly is just, like I said, the sequence, is it, the one that has me most concerned probably is the auditorium science labs,
Yeah, so again, we've been working on that, and what we've talked about is having 3 separate packages for the overall project. One package will be the roofs, and that will be bid directly to roofers. That will save on overhead. Then the other one is a side package, mainly the playground, handicap ramp at Wawaloom, and the site work at the high school. That would be its own package. And then the rest, it's combined into a general contractor's package that includes the greenhouse, the auditorium, the science labs.
Just a comment, Bob, anything you're doing outside could be started early. It shouldn't disrupt the school day that much, as long as it's outside and that area is corralled off and the kids aren't going through there.
Nah, because they complain when the lawnmower goes by, the teachers. They call me up.
Let them complain.
Just
They can
saying.
complain all they want, as long as nobody gets hurt.
Those projects, the roof and the site are relatively long, short lead items. The longest lead item project that we have is the greenhouse, because that's shipped over from Holland and that requires some time to get done.
What about Lou on the classroom stuff, science and auditorium? How's that supply chain looking? You got any idea on it?
Yeah, so we're gonna have auditorium seating, we're gonna have staging, curtains, lighting. That has lead time. And on the science labs, the casework itself has lead times. But that's why we've started this process really early, so that we have plenty of time to go through RIDE, to wait for their comments and be ready to hit the street the first of the year.
Who would bid like the classroom stuff? I don't even like.
That will all fall under a general contractor.
Yeah.
So I expect, like Track, Allberg, that type of contractor to bid it.
Okay.
And getting that stuff bid in January and approved shortly after, allows for the contractors to start, especially like Lewis said, for the greenhouse, because there'll be some back and forth on shop drawings and getting that ready. And the fabrication, I expect, would take a little while, and then to get it shipped. So to get it here in time for the summer, you got to pull the trigger then.
Okay. Good.
That was it for the agenda. Is there anything else, Bob or Steve?
I don't have anything.
I got
I
nothing.
I just say that ATC is, they're turning and burning up there. They've got
Oh, yeah.
that place apart and they've got product for install on the floor. What are those, Steve? That, are they the VA?
All the Mitsubishi units are there.
Yeah,
Yeah, for all the classrooms.
yeah,
They've
they're,
already installed a couple of units. They're installing quite a bit of stuff, actually. They're
I'll
moving.
feel a lot more comfortable with ATC when those rooftop units arrive.
yeah.
It doesn't matter what gets done now. What matters is getting the whole thing back together.
Well, they got a crew there. I can say that. That's one thing I can say. They're working.
I'm glad to hear it, but
I just hope they don't run out of stuff.
well, they're gonna, and you know, then they're gonna go away, and then you're gonna have to get them back. And
Lou, when the report comes in for the greenhouse, just a reminder to get that to me right away, because I need to do some work with that before we move forward.
I will. I was told tomorrow.
Okay,
No, I'm sorry. I was told Friday, and so we'll turn it around as soon as I get it.
great.
can
Thank
I
you.
get a copy of that too?
Sure.
You and
I'm
I,
asking Jim.
yeah, Lee, you and I probably want it for the same reason. So you and I will connect before I do anything with it.
Yes, please.
Because I want to make sure that we take care of those issues before anything kind of blows up in our face.
Yeah, I want to talk about it between us so we're on the same page.
Yes, that's what I intend to do. Because you
Thank you.
can help me have those conversations, which will kind of put this to bed, I think.
Yep, that's my plan.
All right, terrific. Thank you. As soon as I have it, I'll give you a call, Lee. We can set something up.
All right, sounds good.
That's all I had.
All right. Well, if that's it, we can adjourn. Next meeting's the August 18th.
Okay.
All right, have a good night.
Thanks,
Good night.
everybody.
All right.
Right.